Hi, my name is Chris Ryan with Transform My Golf, and in this video we're going to help you hit those all-important long shots from the fairway, and that is in turn going to hopefully help you lower your scores. So we're talking about these type of shots that you're going to be using your long irons for, your hybrid clubs, and certainly your fairway woods. And these are certainly a set of clubs which we find golfers struggle with more than others. The reason for that is really two things. Firstly, the golf club is much longer maybe than your short irons, and we have a lot less loft. When we have a lot less loft, it becomes easier to hit the ball offline, and certainly we would find that. And when the golf club gets much longer, we find that can often affect the strike. Now, what we've got in this video is two things that you can do. Maybe one of them is more for the practice area, and one of them is maybe an idea that you can do on the course. And I call these concepts because these concepts are going to hopefully help you hit these clubs better. If you can hit maybe a 9-iron, maybe an 8-iron, maybe a 7-iron quite well, but you struggle with your longer clubs, what we've got to understand is the swing is the same. It's because of the way the club is designed, the longer shaft and the less loft, that's giving you an issue. So these two things that we're going to do in this video are really going to help you start to improve your confidence with these clubs and start to generally get some better results. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about the tempo and the rhythm of your golf swing. What we would often find is that golfers have a history of hitting these clubs poorly. So as soon as they get to their golf ball and they're pulling these clubs out of their bag, they're already starting to sort of think about maybe the poorer shots they've hit, and often they're expecting to hit a shot which is less than perfect. This can really affect the tempo or the rhythm of the golf swing, and we'd certainly see this out on the course, that we see the tempo with the longer clubs often get a little bit quicker than it is with the shorter clubs. So the first little exercise is going to hopefully help you with your tempo. What I would like you to do is get the golf ball that you're going to hit and get another golf ball and place that just under a foot behind the golf ball. And when we take a setup, we are going to try and make a golf swing where the golf club collides with the second golf ball. Now, in most cases, this would happen. There may be some of you out there who use the wrist a little bit too much and the club picks up. So this is certainly going to help you if you're one of those golfers. But more importantly, we're thinking about how far this second ball travels when we do make contact with it. If I am a little bit nervous, I get a little bit tense, I get a little bit snatchy in my takeaway, which can affect the rhythm and the tempo, that second ball is going to get propelled probably some 10, 12 feet away from me. What I would really like you to do in practice is hit shots where that second ball gets hit, but it only moves some 2 or 3 feet away from you. If you're focusing on hitting that golf ball but making it only travel a couple of feet, it's really going to help you get that first part of that swing smoother. It's going to hopefully help you keep that club lower to the ground, and I guarantee this is going to give you much better rhythm with these longer clubs. Rhythm is certainly one of the things that we see causing poorer shots. So, very, very simple to do during practice. All you need is the golf club you're using and a second golf ball, and let's make some golf swings where we hit that second ball, but it doesn't go more than a couple of feet away from you. You may well find this quite difficult to begin with, but the more you practice, the better you can get, and hopefully you'll see that reflected in how this golf club feels. It'll feel a much smoother swing, and that's going to hopefully help you hit these shots better. So the second element to this is all about the strike. And if we can get the strike better, we would generally see a huge improvement in both distance and direction as well, because many of the shots that go offline are due to poor contacts. Now, when the golf ball is on the ground, and for these shots we are talking about golf balls from the ground, these are second shots from the fairway, we would like to hit the golf ball as the club is travelling slightly downwards. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to take a divot, because we don't want that club travelling very, very steeply into the ground, but we need a slightly downward hit. Now, because these golf clubs have got very low loft, and very often golfers don't hit these clubs as high as they would like, they can often subconsciously begin to try and lift the golf ball into the air. And when we try and lift the golf ball into the air, we normally find two things happen. Number one, the head gets a little bit too far behind the ball. And number two, that puts a little bit too much weight on this trail leg. When we have those two elements present, we would often find that when the golf club is making contact with the ball, it's travelling slightly away from the ground. Now, as the feeling, this would certainly feel to me as if this ball's going to go much higher, because I feel like I'm leaning back and the club is swinging up. So the feelings are kind of correct. However, what that does is it really compromises your ability to strike the ball from the middle of the golf club. You will often find that you strike very low in the club face. You may well even find that you top some shots. Now, if we strike the ball low in the face, we really struggle to get the distance and we really struggle to get the height that we should from the golf club. Therefore, we need the club to be travelling slightly downwards, as we said. You will notice that I have placed a tee peg in the ground about the width of my 3-iron in front. It's about some 4 inches. And I've literally just placed it really, really low, almost as if I'm hitting an iron club off this. Now, what I would like to do here in my golf swing is make my golf swing and try to hit the golf ball and also the tee peg. What this is going to do is it's going to change where my focus point is. Because I'm trying to hit this second object, in this case it's the tee peg, it's going to do a couple of things for me. It's going to ensure that to start my downswing, I start to shift a little bit of pressure to this lead side. It's going to probably mean that I have to have my handle slightly forwards of the golf ball. In turn, that's going to mean that the golf club is travelling on a slightly descending blow into the golf ball. And those are really the key elements we need when hitting these long clubs from the fairway. The great thing about this drill is it will often see golfers achieve a much, much more desirable impact position, but we haven't had to actually give them the technical swing information. We haven't had to say, we want you to shift your weight, have your hands forward, because this is what we call a task change. If we set the task, in order for you to achieve that task, i.e. hit the tee peg, you have to do some of the things that we would really like to see in the golf swing. So changing your focus when hitting these long clubs can really help us deliver the club much, much better, and that in turn is going to hit you some better shots. Now, we don't actually have to hit this tee peg for it to be a perfect shot. I could from here make a golf swing, hit a beautiful golf shot, and actually not hit the tee peg. Hitting the tee peg is not the kind of goal. It's the idea, but it doesn't have to be achieved for you to hit good shots. Just the idea of trying to hit the tee peg is going to help you fall into some much better positions, and that in turn is going to help you hit some of these long irons or fairway woods or hybrids much, much better. Right, let me go ahead and hit a shot. I said I've got a 3-iron here. I'm on the par 5 17th, so I've got a long way to go. So I'm going to make sure that my takeaway is nice and smooth, and I'm certainly going to have my focus on that tee peg in front of the golf ball to see if I can hit that as well. And I've been very happy with that. That's nicely down. It's just short of the green, so I had some 240 yards to go. I didn't move the tee peg out the ground, but it has slightly moved. So that tells me I did make contact with the tee peg. Therefore, my angle of approach must have been ideal for that golf club, and that is why that was a lovely shot into position. Long shots from the fairway, they are difficult. They are not easy, but if we can put some different things into our practice session, we can start to maybe change our concepts and our ideas. We can certainly get some better results from these clubs, and that is certainly going to help you lower your scores. I'd love to know what you think about this drill, whether it's helped you, so please let me know in the comments box. It'd be great to get some of your feedback, and hopefully we will see you again here soon.